My name's Nick Butler, and I did my marketing plan on the New York Giants. So who are the New York Giants? The Giants were founded in 1925 in the NFL. They have been around for a while, won 4 Super Bowls. Their colors are red and blue. The Giants are a part of the NFC division. The NFL split into NFC, AFC, so they're in the NFC. And they had a lot of seasons where they lost and weren't really that good, and they were having different decades where they won their championships. So, obviously they're on and off every about 10 years. They haven't been the best recently. Their original name was intended to be the New York Football Giants because at the time there was a baseball team called the Giants, and they were from New York. And so they had a little controversy with that. And the team ended up going with their first season as the Brooklyn Giants so they could avoid any controversy, as I was stating before. The team had some good initial runs, went back and forth between being good and bad, as I mentioned earlier. Their roster and their coaching changes definitely influenced what the team's success will look like for a given season. We'll get more into that a little bit later, but, the Giants, they've been struggling a lot recently, and it's not even just like within the past 2 years, more like within the past 7 years due to different coaching and all this chaos of losing players and this and that. But it definitely comes down to a lot of different coaching changes as well. So who are they today? The Giants are coming off a rough season, having a top 10 draft pick in this year's draft coming up this month. The Giants, they're under head coach Brian Daboll for the second season. His first season, they went to the playoffs, went to the second round. It kind of gave us Giants fans some false hope because of how poorly they did last season. Had some issues paying our start running back, so he left and joined the Eagles, our division rival, which is pain, but, you got to follow the money. Can't really hate him for that. There have been hopes for this season. Well, there's been hopes for this team as 2 seasons ago since they reached the second round of the playoffs. However, injury had the team struggling last year, and it was rough. Our quarterback got hurt. A lot of O-linemen and other positions got hurt to where we needed it. And it definitely influenced us as our play was just going downhill. I think our team let up the most amount of sacks in the league, which is around 85. So, our offensive line was not blocking at all for either quarterback. Giants have had a couple of head coach over the past 6 years, which reflects why they have not been that good. Free agency has been pretty good this offseason, and the team's adding new players to replace the ones that have left to go to other teams. So problems with the team. The average ticket price is about $116, and this is for a poor performance and a struggling franchise. So you're paying triple digits for to watch a team play that isn't even going to play in a good manner. I feel like prices being that high just because of it being in New York and, the history of the franchise. I feel like this is just kind of crazy to me, especially with where the team's at right now. Like, for example, the Carolina Panthers this past season, they were struggling just like us, and they lowered their ticket prices so people can come to games. And, it was an incentive for them to come to the games because the prices were so low for the tickets so they can come watch the game for a pretty good price. I feel like that's probably what we should have been leaning towards last season. But, yeah, high ticket prices will deter fans from wanting to come to games, making the franchise lose money. There has not been a consistent level of play from this team, and it's been going on for a while now. They had about 79,000 fans per game this past season, which is like right at the average mark for teams. So, it's not like they were having a lack of attendance, but they definitely could have it skyrocket even more, which can also help the team play harder. So the marketing research and data capture plan, I want to help increase the amount of attendance at home games so they can be more alive, have the fans more engaged, the teams more engaged. Everything's just better, and it's an overall greater experience for both parties. To do this, I have a marketing plan that networking and appealing to the audience will be a key part of my plan. So this is, just the overall map of East Rutherford. MetLife Stadium is located in East Rutherford, in New Jersey. And you can see like how some of these little cities are like very close in proximity. So honestly, MetLife Stadium should be appealing to all these little neighboring communities: Rutherford, East Rutherford, Carlstad, Moonachie, Lyndhurst, and North Arlington. They should be trying to appeal to all of those people to try to bring them in for the games on Sundays, Thursdays, or Monday nights, depending on their schedule. So for media, InfoGroup Media is a useful platform that can give us an in-depth analysis to help track our statistical categories like our attendances and pricings for games. The media group will give us all the intel that we need to help the franchise grow. This InfoGroup Media is definitely useful because it can tell you like what are the average ticket prices for a certain section of the field or things of that nature, and like how many people are coming to games when it's raining versus when it's sunny versus when it's snowing versus when it's a good team versus when it's a bad team, divisional opponent, or an AFC rival, anything of that sort of nature. So we have a couple of major stakeholders in the New York Giants. The founders are actually the Mara family, and they bought the franchise in 1925 for $500. But today they have 11 kids, and they have up to 50% of all ownership of the New York Giants. So basically, the Mara family, they have been dealing with the Giants for almost 100 years now. Next year will be the 100-year mark, but they've been dealing with the franchise for a while, so they're major stakeholders. The CEOs, general managers, our sponsors, also obviously the players and the coaches as well, are also major stakeholders in the organization. So the mission statement for the New York Giants was, NFL operations mission is to establish a culture of clarity, consistency, credibility in all aspects of the greatest game. So the New York Giants, they adopted this mission statement from the NFL and applied it to themselves and their own organization and franchise. Basically, they're trying to bring the best game to life, and they want it to be in a consistent basis. So they want to have good fan engagement. They want to make sure the fans are entertained, this and that, and they want to make sure everything's clear that, they're there to help support the fans, entertain the fans, because it's an entertainment type of business. So attendance factors, there's a few things that will play into the overall attendance factors of a single game. One of those is the team's overall play, so their record. Their record will definitely negatively deter a fan away, especially if they're just getting beat senseless every game. Like, if your team has no wins, why would you want to go see them play? Obviously, you're still a fan at the end of the day, but it's probably not going to be as exciting if you're not going to be playing for anything at the end of the season, like playoffs, for example, or a Super Bowl. The weather, if it's heavy snow or rain, some people might not want to come out, and that others enjoy and embrace the weather, but some people, that would deter them away from actually coming to the game. The services that are involved, so is the food good? Does it come out hot? Do they have good customer service? Is there good fan involvement? Are there good halftime shows? Are there options for gift merchandise that people want to get? It's a lot of things that play into the factors of people actually pulling up to the games. Ticket pricing also. If a person feels like they're not getting the bang for their buck, they're probably not going to want to try to spend all that money, and they can use it to something else that they feel like will give them more impact for their money. Also, season ticket values. These prices will vary for most teams based off of the stadium and the seating. So, like, the upper seating, as you can see in the right and the yellow, will be a lot cheaper than the seating behind the end zones or even at the 50-yard line in the blue-colored region. Those areas will be more expensive, obviously. All right, so MetLife Stadium. It's the home of the New York Giants and the Jets. They also have a lot of concerts and other things that go on throughout the year, monster trucks, things like that. They're partners with Pepsi, Bud Light, HCL Tech, and Verizon. So those are some good companies that they can get sponsorship from. The mutual benefit for all. They also offer public transportation to the stadium itself, so that can be from the train or the bus. Those areas will allow for public transportation. It was built in 2010 to become the new home for both New York teams, the Giants and the Jets. It is also set to hold the 2026 World Cup Finals, so that can be very interesting in the upcoming years. He'll bring in a lot of revenue, definitely bring in some tourists and everything. So that'll be an extremely profitable event for MetLife Stadium. MetLife is one of the largest stadiums in the NFL. It has high quality luxuries that give fans a great experience. The stadium is equipped with over 2,100 HD monitors, so HD TVs, ensuring that fans never miss a moment of the action. So if you're on one side of the field, you can't really see what's happening because the plays are happening on the other side of the field. They got big TVs all over, so you can see the replays from all different angles and get that firsthand experience, like as if you were right there. So honestly, it offers a pretty good luxurious experience for the fans, so they can get all views of everything that's happening on around them. MetLife attracting more fans. So MetLife already has incentives with season tickets, shareholder availability. If you order season tickets for a particular season, it allows the fans to have access to all the home games and usually gives a playoff seat guarantee, early access to parties and events at the stadium, merchandise discounts. So if you want to get a jersey, a favorite player's jersey or anything like that, they'll give you a discount on those. They usually give you annual gifts when it comes in with your season tickets. They'll give you a little bobblehead, a little shirt, and something like along those lines, small little gift. And also you get game day experiences where you can be on the field at halftime, or you can be on the field before the game or even after the game to take pictures, get that real experience on the field. Also, throwing out free gifts during games could have the crowd more intrigued and wanted to come to more games. So that's kind of what I was trying to bring to the table. My plan was more so trying to offer more incentives and, get more fans involved and engaged, really trying to appeal to their emotions. Because having more season ticket holders will help raise revenue and get more fan engagement. So it helped benefit for both parties, obviously. So you just got to get the fans more involved. You got to bring things that are going to really target their emotions, trying to really just take care of that little bond between them, so then they can have full faith that they want to put their money into you and invest into you, because they know the rewards that they're going to get back are just going to be so beneficial that, money is just an object to them at that point. So they just give it to you for, it doesn't matter any type of price, reasonable or not. If you have their trust, they will be buying your services. So my SWOT analysis when my plan was, there's pretty big loyal fan base out there. There's many attendees for the games that are already happening from what we saw earlier with our statistics for home game attendance. However, that can obviously increase. But we need to use that as our strength, so we know that, the fans are already involved and engaged a little bit. But, if we just increase their want to come even more, we can increase the overall attendance. So weaknesses is the record and the team play aren't the best right now. Obviously attendance isn't going to be full if your team is not one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. They're not one of the best teams. They're probably at the, bottom half, bottom lower 10 teams, maybe even bottom 5 teams at the moment. Opportunities that can arise from this, though, is we can try and market nice luxuries to the stadium that it has to offer. So you can sell more season ticket value to the fans, increase the amount of incentives to try and grow the fan base even more. Like I said, if we increase our incentives, that will likely increase directly to the fans' involvement and engagement. And then our threats would be other teams implementing similar strategies to entice their fans. So therefore, we would have to either give out more stuff or the fans might demand more. But obviously, we can't put ourselves in a situation where we're losing revenue at the end of the day. So that those can be some threats that come with this. But overall, I do think since we have a pretty good, strong, loyal fan base, we need to try to implement all the luxuries and the incentives that we can possible, so that they can increasingly want to come and tell their friends they need. So the marketing plan, my goal is to make the New York Giants the most viewed team on TV and in person through fan engagement and involvement to make the experience beneficial for the organization and the fan. So this is going to be helping both ways. It's not just going to be attacking the organization or the fan, trying to help either one. It's going to be beneficial for both. This will likely cause the team to play better as they'll have more of an audience. You know, when the fans are engaged, obviously the pressure is going to be on for the players, but I feel like fan engagement is what really drives the players. It gives them that extra energy to feed off of when they make a good play and everyone's screaming and supporting. You know, this will help the team play better, and they will also want to play harder. Money streams will rise as the fans will pay for more games, even purchase season tickets. So maybe those a few single game ticket purchasers will be more influenced to buy season tickets if their experience is so great. They'd be like, oh, I want to come to every home game because, you know, I'm going to have a good time. It's going to be great play. It's going to be a professional experience. It's going to have a lot of luxuries for me. So I feel like that would be the best way to entice our fans. So that would be the best case scenario from a marketing standpoint. So we can use social media and advertisements on TV to help promote MetLife Stadium. This will spread awareness about MetLife and how its experience is one of a kind. You know, TV commercials can have an interview, like have a whole game day experience broken down to like a 30-second segment and just have highlights from the day and interview a guy and say, like, how was your experience here? And it was like, oh, it's awesome. It was the best experience I ever had. Everyone should do it. And then put MetLife Stadium, New York Giants. And after that, we'll see how that TV advertisement actually helps spark more interest from our fans. So ticket marketing, there will be discounts for veterans, children, and small families, so it can be less of an inconvenience for these groups of people. Obviously, we want everybody to come to the games. And these populations, I feel like if you give them a discount, even small families, it can definitely help them financially and make it less of a burden for them to actually purchase the services. Our ads will be sent out via email to the fans' email, and it will occur weekly. So you'll always get weekly updates of what's happening, events happening, different little things that are going on. TV can also advertise our fans watching from home and that are interested in buying. So our stadium partners can help partner with us in the advertisement to promote our franchise and theirs. So there could be a Pepsi commercial with a New York Giants fan in there, and it could be promoting both at the same time, so you get a 2-for-1 deal. We can use our ads on YouTube and streaming services, specifically in the New Jersey area. Like I mentioned earlier on the map, if we appeal to all of the neighboring surrounding people in the cities, that can potentially increase our overall sales and viewership, and also season ticket holders as well. We can get our ads and promotions up everywhere, so it can also help appeal to as much people as we can possibly appeal to. So fan engagement, following home games, members of the franchises will evaluate the statistics from the previous games, so they'll look at what sold most food-wise, merchandise, and stock up on those, getting all the supply for the demand, so we can anticipate for that. And we can also look at how the fans' involvement deferred based on the incentive being offered, so maybe like a shirt or a cash prize, and see like which one got more engagement. Obviously, I feel like the cash prize would, but, you know, just having weekly meetings to talk about strategies to improve fan engagement will be necessary for their success. So sales, the New York Giants want to create a great experience for all of its customers and its fans. The employees will be taught simple strategies to try and make a sale for all consumers at these games. They will be respectful and always willing to help, like the employees at Chick-fil-A, so they'll always be saying, my pleasure, have all the great manners, you know, trying to make more sales, trying to sell people more things. If they buy a shirt, try to sell them something else, like a jersey or a hat or something along those lines, you know, try to always upcharge them and see where you can go from there. There'll be price differences in the areas due to the value of the seating, so if you're sitting at the 50-yard line or behind the field goals, it's obviously going to be more expensive, or also the closer down to the field you get, the more expensive it gets as well. So public relations, MetLife will always honor their causes, the community and initiatives. This will display to the fans that we care more about these important issues and support them. The staff will meet weekly to find the best strategies to market. We're also going to implement having field competition events at halftime for a lucky fan to win a certain amount of money. So kind of like they do for the scholarship during college football playoffs, we'll have like 2 little areas where people are trying to throw the ball in the hole, and whoever throws the most balls gets like $50,000 check. Use it for school, whatever they need in life. This is just trying to build public relations, trying to build trust with the public, get them to be on our side and things of that nature. So social media, we're going to use social media to inspire our fan engagement. We're going to have promotional offers like the 100th person to like this video and share it and tag us gets 2 free tickets to the next home games. And we're going to do many giveaways to fans, as everyone loves things that are free. So we got to appeal to their emotions. Things that are free, you're automatically going to get interest. So that's how we're going to appeal through social media. Tickets will be sold on Ticketmaster, New York Giants website, NFL.com, Seat Finder, and many different platforms of the similar type of thing, trying to find tickets. Ticket sellers in person will also be present, but be limited, as most tickets will be gotten in a remote manner. All employees are passed from highest to lowest on the totem pole from a responsibility standpoint. So the CEO, obviously, is going to be taking care of everything with the team-wise. And, as we work down to manager and ticket sellers, they're going to have to be doing the more jobs, or they're going to have to be doing more than what the other people are going to be doing on the higher totem pole, that are going to be doing more executive decisions rather than be doing more marketing stuff. Ticket sellers will be required to try and reach a certain number of sales daily to keep the sales jumping. We want to have a positive amount of money at the end of each game. So they will be responsible for that. And social media employees will be responsible for all things posted virtually. Here's a list of my references. And go Giants.